Hey guys, welcome back to the JTO channel, and this is obviously your match preview of the big game this weekend happening tomorrow at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, as I'll pretty much call it White Hart Lane because it's pretty much like it's still exactly where it was. So I don't understand the name of the change of the stadium if it's still at the exact same spot. But at White Hart Lane tomorrow, in my opinion, anyway, 4:30 p.m. Spurs take on Chelsea, and it's a big game. Obviously, it's the biggest game of the weekend. Me personally, I'm confident. I'm going to take you through Thomas Tuchel's press conference and the key points that he made. I'm going to give you a predicted lineup. I'm going to give you a score prediction, and I might talk about Spurs for a bit and maybe some of the concerns they have in terms of injuries and etc. etc. So if you do enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, follow my social media down below, and yeah, let's get into it. Starting off with let's start off with Spurs. Now, obviously, Spurs they had a good start to the season. 3 wins from 3. And obviously, in Thomas Tuchel's press conference, obviously their first game against Man City, they played really well. And like Thomas said in his press conference, like they were hardworking, they were relentless. They created an atmosphere against them, and they managed to beat them. And he expects them to do the exact same thing against us tomorrow, which is not a surprise. And Tottenham, look, other than that game for me, they haven't been really convincing. They weren't good against Rennes. I watched a bit of that game. They got battered by Palace, man. They weren't convincing against Watford or Wolves at all, not at all, which is baffling because Watford are a poor team. And I mean, Wolves, they're decent, but they probably should have won that game, Wolves, to be fair, but they're not clinical up front, telling by today's result of Brentford. So, yeah, they've had a good start to the season when you look at it on paper, but then obviously the 3-0 to Palace and then the 2-2 to Rennes, and that looks like a bit of a decline is coming this quickly into the season, and it's not a surprise. We didn't really expect Tottenham to last this long with their results and etc. etc. They've got players missing. Obviously, I think Lo Celso, Romero, and Sanchez are going to be back. They all had to quarantine due to the madness in what happened in Brazil for at least Lo Celso and Romero. I'm not sure why Davinson Sanchez had to quarantine, maybe because Colombia was in the red list for countries, so he had to come back and quarantine, which is fair. They've got Heung-min Son, who's a doubt. It's very unlikely he'll play, apparently. Lucas Moura and Bergwijn are definitely out. I think they both got injured against Rennes. That's really it from what I know. Tanganga also is missing due to suspension. So from what I know, those guys are probably going to be missing, and it's likely that Lo Celso, Romero, and Sanchez come back, which is key for them, I guess, because I guess Romero is their main centre back. Sanchez has been playing well, I guess, in defence with Dyer, and Lo Celso will be some sort of a key player for them. You know, for them not to play lengths of three DMs like Winks, Hoiberg, or Skip. Do you know what I'm saying? Have a bit of flair and creativity in there, and I guess Lo Celso could bring that to their team. Anyway, that's it on Tottenham really, and I'm not really threatened by them tomorrow. I mean, Harry Kane doesn't play when Son is there. When Son is there on his own or with Kane, Son's a threat. Kane ain't as he ain't as good pretty much when he's with Son. If he's with Son, we have to look out for that tomorrow because those are the two world-class players. But the fact that Kane was so bad against Crystal Palace, I mean, he can't be that bad against us tomorrow, but it don't really worry me, especially if his wingers are going to be, if Son's not going to be there. And on top of that, you don't have Lucas or Bergwijn. I mean, there's nothing for me to really be worried about. And it's unlikely Nuno's going to play in Ndombele anyway. So it is what it is in terms of that. So that Spurs team's looking weak, and I'm confident for tomorrow. And I'll get to the score prediction later on and my lineup prediction as well. Anyway, a bit of Thomas Tuchel's press conference. Obviously, team news. Christian Pulisic is still out. He is in individual training now. He's not training with the team, but he's doing it on his own. So it looks like he's not on crutches anymore, and it looks like we expect him to be back ASAP as soon as possible. When do I expect him to be back? Pulisic, Man City next week. Don't think he'll make it for the Carabao Cup game, but yeah, Pulisic is still out. N'Golo Kante is now officially fit. He's fit. And it's going to be interesting in my lineup prediction who I put as the double pivot between him, Jorginho, and Kovacic, because it's a hard one. It's a tough one to say for me, but I did make my decision over last night, to be fair. So yeah, so that's it on really team news. No fresh concerns. Obviously, he talked about the comparisons of Lukaku and Kane and said they're both decisive. They both like to score goals. And he also confirmed that we did held talks with Kane's representatives over the summer, which is very interesting. Imagine if Kane to Chelsea would have happened. I mean, I would have actually preferred Kane over Romelu Lukaku. I'm just going to keep it so real with you. Like Kane was my number one. Out of him, Haaland and Lukaku, he would have been my number one. Lukaku was my number two, and Haaland was my number three. Like it's as simple as that. Hey, take it what you will. Harry Kane's a world class striker in it, so yeah. But right now he's not playing well. He's not really playing well, so it doesn't mean I have to be a threat of him tomorrow. He obviously talked about Rudiger's contract situation, saying how he's calm, he's relaxed, he's hoping that the club and him can find a solution very soon. He said there's really no reason for him to leave. There's not many reasons. The fans love him, the players love him. He's key to the way we play. Um, he's consistent in his performances and etc. etc. And he's sort of right. There's not many reasons for Rudiger to leave. If he leaves, it's really because of the money situation, which in a way would really disappoint me. But I would also understand why he'd want the money he wants because he has been the best defender in the world in 2021. Un, nobody can chat to me in terms of that situation. So yeah, in my opinion, just give him the peace, Chelsea. And yeah, he talked about Reece James and obviously the unfortunate footage we saw. He posted on his Instagram when his medals got robbed, his safe got robbed, and all of his medals are gone, and etc. And obviously, Tuku said he's got our support, and etc. etc. He's also they were shocked to see the footage and what happened, and yeah, it's just really sad to see that happen to Reece James, one of the nicest people in football. Last year he got his car, some of the things in his car got robbed last year because he was just trying to do good for the people. So it's just really sad and unfortunate. And I hope Reece James is doing all right. And from what it looks like, he's doing all right. Seeing as what I've seen on social media since the incident. So yeah, I'm hoping he's really okay. Anything else he said in his press conference? There's probably a thing or two that's just run through my mind that I've forgotten, but it is what it is. Let's get to the lineup prediction now. So lineup prediction for me. Obviously, a 3-4-3 in goal, Edouard Mendy. A back three of Antonio Rudiger, left-sided centre-back. In the middle, I would play Thiago Silva. I would start Thiago Silva. And as right centre-back, I'd start Aspilicueta. For me, big game requires big players, big game players. And for me, those three, I think on paper and on quality, are our best three central defenders. No disrespect to Andreas Christensen. I actually think he's been very, very underrated at Chelsea and at Denmark as well. So people need to put some respect on his name. But we can rotate between the two. Like whoever plays in that middle centre back role, it doesn't matter because we trust Christensen and we trust Thiago Silva as well. But me personally, it'd be really good Thiago Silva and Aspilicueta. Aspi, club captain, always puts in the big performances in the big games. Right wing back, Reece James back into the side for me. Obviously, after the suspension against Liverpool, it'll be his first Premier League game since then, so I play him down that side. Left wing back, I'll play Marcos Alonso. I hope Chilwell gets a start in the Carabao Cup game against Villa, to be honest. If he doesn't, something's wrong. In my opinion, something is very, very wrong. I don't expect it to be a problem. Alonso's just playing really well at the moment, but it can go down quickly with Alonso. And I'm hoping tomorrow, maybe with Tottenham on the break, I hope he doesn't get exposed down that side. And even if he does, Rudiger will be there to cover for him anyway. So it's actually okay in a way. So yeah, I'll take it. The double sixes now. Now, obviously, this was the debate that was seen all over social media. Who do we start? Blah, 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 etc., etc. And for me, Kovacic and Jorginho are the ones, for me, that should start in the double six. Reason being is because, first of all, last year, Tottenham, we faced them with Højbjerg and Ndombele, and Kante had just recovered from an injury, and he was in contention to start. Chelsea didn't start him. We started Kovacic and Jorginho, and they played very well. And on top of that, if Tottenham are going to play three DMs of Højbjerg, Winks, and Skip, there's no point of getting Kante in because Kante is there for the pretty much winning the ball back. He's energetic, the box to box midfielder type role. Do you understand? And that's what he'd be there for in a way. So in a way, you don't really need him because there's not going to be many play. Who out of that three is going to go forward with the ball? They're not good on the ball. Any of them. Maybe Højbjerg is actually decent on the ball, but Skip, I mean, he's gonna be like a sort of a DM type. Winks, he's not good on the ball. He's not a ball carrier either. I don't know what he is. Højbjerg, he's got a good pass on him, but he's not a ball carrier either. So it's not like any of them are gonna threaten Kovacic and Jorginho. If they were playing like Ndombele in there with another technical player, maybe I'd take Kante. But Kante is one of those ones where I'd bring him on 60, 70 minutes, give him 20, 30 minutes on, the field and bring Kovacic off because he has played 90 minutes in the last 2 games, and we don't want to overload him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, Kovacic and Jorginho, it's just Kovacic is in such good form, man. And Jorginho, for me, is probably so key to the way we play. He is so important to the way we play with his tempo, with his pace on the ball, all of that stuff, even his defensive attributes as well with his positioning and stuff like that. Like, Jorginho brings something Saul, Kova, and Kante do not bring for me. He has the ability just to sit. If you tell him to just sit and dictate the play, he'll do that. Kante doesn't like to sit. Neither does Kova, neither does Saul. Those three are more box-to-box midfielders that possibly like to drive into the box, carry the ball forward, create chances for the forwards. Do you understand what I'm saying? Jorginho can do that from deep. So can the rest, but the rest would rather do the box-to-box thing. Do you understand? So that's why I say Jorginho is very important to our team. And Kovacic has just had a brilliant start to the season, and he deserves to keep playing. For me, it's very harsh if you drop him, but it is what it is. We do have a squad, and whatever he starts with tomorrow, I'll be happy with regardless, because they're all quality midfielders. And Saul, I mean, he can maybe play against Villa, but yeah. The front three now, I would go with Mason Mount. I know he had a poor game against Zenit, but it's only one bad game, really. You can't really criticize him too heavily for that. I was seeing overreactions. Yes, he was terrible, and I said it on my review on my play ratings. He was terrible alongside Ziyech, but it's one bad game, bro. Okay, he's played like what? Hasn't he played over 100 games for this club? Like, he's been good in like at least 80 of those games, or 90 even. Do you understand what I'm saying? His consistency levels are high. So look, he's allowed to have one bad game. Okay, his consistency is mad. So I'll just allow him for that game. On the right hand side, I would give it to Kai Havertz. Um, got rested against Zenit. Obviously, he had to come on. I wouldn't play Timo Werner because Tottenham will not leave space in behind at the end of the day. What you lot got to understand is they're not going to play a high line. They're going to sit back. Nuno is like a C-Tech Jose Mourinho. Sit back and go on the counter-attack. That means we wouldn't need Timo for this game. He's just going to be useless. It's better if we're like 1-2-0 up and bring Timo on when Tottenham are trying to chase the game so we can go on the counter-attack. And Ziyech hasn't been playing well enough, so I wouldn't play him. Hudson-Odoi doesn't play in those 10s on the Tuchel, and he's got too much competition anyway. So really, and Pulisic's injured still. So for me, Havertz, Mount, the two 10s, they work together really well. Worked against Arsenal, worked against Liverpool. Why not? Let's do it. And up top, the main man, the big man, the man that's carrying us, the man that only needs one chance to bury his chance. And that is R9, fam. I'm sorry, I'm not disrespecting Ronaldo, but hey, R is the first letter of his first name, and 9 is the number he wears on the back. R9, Romelu Lukaku. He's going to bag tomorrow. He's going to get himself a brace because he's going to carry us to this win. He's going to win us this game once again because he brings us a new dimension, a new dynamic, a new way of playing, different ways of playing football. And yeah, me personally, I'm happy with that, people. So tell me your lineup predictions down below and who do you want to see play. Do you disagree with my double pivot? Would you rather it be Kovacic and Kante or Kante and Jorginho? Or, spanning the works, would you play all three even? And just do an up top of Havertz and Lukaku maybe? I don't know. You tell me your thoughts down below on that. My score prediction finally. And I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. Lukaku brace once again. The guy is just on ridiculous form and he's outperforming his XG. And I expect him to continue to outperform his XG. And yeah, we just go to White Hart Lane, get the 3 points. They're not very good at the moment. We're better than them in all departments right now, from defense to midfield to the attack as well, in terms of just on form and consistency and even the depth of, both squads anyway. So we're better than them in all departments, including the manager. If we don't win tomorrow, that's just going to be horrible, and that's not going to be very good. And I'm going to be very annoyed if Chelsea are complacent. And I don't expect us to be. So yeah, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, follow my social media down below, and share this video everywhere, anywhere as possible. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for my review and my player ratings video. Come on, Chelsea, let's get the win at that toilet seat, bruv, of a stadium. Yeah, in a bit. Peace.